Okay, a multi-unit abutment. What's the difference between this abutment and a multi-unit abutment? Why I don't know this after all the things I've heard. I just never.
Okay, multi-unit abutments are the ones that are used to restore multiple units. Okay, so for example, this abutment
will restore one crown.
Yes.
Right, and so then the other one will restore.
So imagine you have these implants. You see the different angulations of the implants. How do you get into that connection with this positive part, male part, to engage to the connections? Is impossible, because if you have this divergent position, you cannot get there. So the multi-unit abutment is going to be a very low profile abutment. This is not a multi-unit, it's different. So the prosthetics will be, instead of having a male portion going to the implant, you have a female portion going to a very shallow, short abutment. So you have no interference with the connections, nothing. You're working on top of those. So it's like a very conical,
I've heard the conical. I mean, I've heard that term.
Yeah, this is conical, you see? So this portion, you see, it's easy. You may have differences between the angulations, but you can see this. But if you have this, imagine this. You have this like this. 6. How do you engage? You cannot get in.
Right.
If you have a 10 degrees.
Because so you're look at how far off that is versus that.
Yes,
you're talking
so you cannot get in.
Serious.
Imagine you have to get into the connection. Male. Imagine male going into a female. Okay, male is impossible. Okay. But if you have everything flat against flat, this is almost flat. You can have the divergence, and it's good. That's why we call multi-units, because you can restore multiple implants together without any issue of that angulation.
Thank you for finally explaining that to me. I mean, that I've heard it used, and with all my stuff with MIS and all that, I've heard these talked about, and I'm going, what's the difference between a stock abutment? I know there's custom, I know there's stock, and then there's multi-unit, and I'm like, okay, I get the custom, I get the stock. What's multi-unit? And now I know.
Yes, the multi-unit, you're converting the female connection into a male connection.
Best way to put it.
So now you work with a prosthetic as a female, so it's easier. There's no huge connection. It's just a very shallow connection. So instead of being 7 millimeters going inside the implant or whatever, it's just a couple of millimeters, and easy to see it because it's almost flat against flat.
Perfect.